Norway stands as a unique economic powerhouse in Europe, shaped by its vast natural resources and strategic policies. Yet, beneath the surface, the nation faces significant macroeconomic challenges. The Norwegian model relies heavily on energy exports, especially oil and gas. This dependency exposes the country to global price fluctuations and shifting demand in the European energy market. As Europe transitions to renewable energy, Norway must adapt its economy. Investments in green technology and diversification are now central to its long-term strategy. Inflation and currency volatility present ongoing risks. The Norwegian krone often fluctuates in response to global markets, impacting trade and domestic prices. Norway's trade relations with the European Union are vital. As a member of the European Economic Area, it benefits from access to the single market, but must also navigate complex regulations and external pressures. The government's sovereign wealth fund, one of the largest in the world, acts as a buffer against economic shocks. However, careful management is required to ensure long-term stability. Public spending remains high, supporting robust social programs. But maintaining these services in the face of demographic shifts and rising costs is a growing challenge. Norway's inflation rate, though relatively low, is closely monitored. Global supply chain disruptions and energy price swings can quickly alter the economic landscape. The labor market is strong, with low unemployment and high participation. Yet automation and technological change demand ongoing adaptation from both workers and policymakers. Norway's economic resilience is tested by external shocks, whether from global recessions, energy crises, or geopolitical tensions in Europe. Despite these pressures, Norway consistently ranks among the world's most stable economies, thanks to prudent fiscal management and a forward-looking approach. The nation's future depends on its ability to innovate, diversify, and remain agile in a rapidly changing European and global economy. Norway's story is one of opportunity and challenge, where economic strength is balanced by the constant need to adapt to a complex European landscape. In the end, Norway's place in Europe is defined not just by its wealth, but by its resilience and readiness to face the future. Norway's transformation into an oil economy is one of the most significant economic shifts in modern Europe. Before the discovery of oil, Norway was a modest player in the European economy, reliant on fishing and agriculture. The turning point came in 1969, when vast oil reserves were found beneath the North Sea. Norway quickly developed a robust oil sector, building offshore rigs and infrastructure that would fuel its economic rise. Unlike many resource-rich nations, Norway implemented strict policies to ensure oil profits benefited the entire country. The government established the Government Pension Fund Global, now the world's largest sovereign wealth fund. This fund invests oil revenues globally, stabilizing Norway's economy and shielding it from market volatility. Norway's prudent management of oil wealth set a new standard for resource governance in Europe. As a major energy exporter, Norway became a key supplier to the European energy grid, influencing prices and security across the continent. The country's oil and gas exports are vital for European industry, especially during times of global uncertainty. Norway's economic model balances resource extraction with long-term investment, ensuring stability for future generations. Today, Norway stands as a global example of how oil wealth can be harnessed for national prosperity and European energy security. In recent years, Norway's economy has faced mounting pressures that make daily life increasingly difficult for its residents. Inflation is rising faster than in many Western countries, and the cost of living now rivals or exceeds that of cities like London, Paris, or New York. Everyday expenses, from groceries to housing, have surged, outpacing wage growth and putting pressure on Norwegian households. Compared to Germany or France, basic necessities in Norway are often significantly more expensive. Currency volatility adds to the challenge. The Norwegian krone has weakened against the euro and dollar, making imports more expensive and eroding purchasing power, unlike the relative stability seen in the US or UK. Government policies, once praised for stability, now struggle to contain inflation and support public services. While other Western economies have managed to slow price increases, Norway's inflation remains stubbornly high. The famed oil fund, once a symbol of security, is now under pressure as returns fluctuate and demands on public spending grow. Unlike the US or UK, where diversified economies offer more flexibility, Norway's reliance on oil exposes it to greater risk. As a result, Norway's economic competitiveness is slipping. High prices, currency instability, and policy uncertainty are making it harder for businesses and families to thrive, especially when compared to other advanced Western economies. For Norwegians, the promise of prosperity is now shadowed by economic realities that are more severe than in many peer nations. The question is no longer how to manage wealth, but how to make life affordable again. Norway's labour market is among the most advanced in Europe, characterised by high productivity and a skilled workforce. The country consistently ranks near the top in global competitiveness indexes. Norwegian industries benefit from advanced technology and efficient management practices, driving strong output across sectors like energy, shipping, and technology. However, high labour costs remain a challenge. Norwegian wages are among the highest in Europe, impacting the competitiveness of export-oriented businesses. The labour market is tightly regulated, with strong unions and collective bargaining agreements shaping working conditions and pay scales nationwide. Demographic trends present new challenges. An ageing population and low birth rates are increasing pressure on the workforce and social welfare systems. To address these issues, Norway invests heavily in education, training, and innovation, aiming to maintain productivity and adapt to future economic shifts. Norway's economy is closely linked to European markets. Shifts in EU economic policy, trade agreements, and global demand directly impact Norwegian industries. The country's oil and gas sector remains a pillar of economic strength, but diversification is increasingly important as the world transitions to greener energy. Economic competitiveness is supported by robust infrastructure, digitalization, and a focus on research and development. Despite these strengths, Norway must continually adapt to global economic changes, technological disruption, and shifting labour demands. Participation in European economic forums and summits ensures Norway remains engaged with broader regional trends and policy developments. Norway's economic model is often cited as a benchmark for balancing prosperity, competitiveness, and social responsibility in a changing world. As demographic and economic pressures mount, ongoing reform and innovation will be key to sustaining Norway's position as a European leader. The future of Norway's labour market will depend on its ability to adapt, invest in people, and respond to the evolving European and global landscape. Norway's economic model, once the envy of Europe, now faces mounting pressure from global and regional forces. Inflation rates have risen sharply, challenging the stability of household budgets and government spending alike. The energy transition, shifting from oil and gas to renewables, poses both economic risks and opportunities. As global competition intensifies, Norway must innovate to maintain its economic edge in a rapidly changing world. The sustainability of the welfare state is under scrutiny, with rising costs and demographic shifts straining public finances. Policymakers debate how to balance generous social programs with fiscal responsibility in an uncertain future. European economic headwinds, from energy shocks to shifting trade patterns, add further complexity to Norway's outlook. The question now is whether Norway's model can adapt, preserving prosperity while navigating a new era of economic uncertainty. For more videos like this, subscribe to CashCept and leave a comment below.